Hey guys, Jerry Bierman, owner of Alluring Glass, and I used to say operator, but I'm not sure that I do the operations anymore, Connor. So I'm just going to say owner of Alluring Glass. But this is our culture series, and we were just talking offline a second ago. I was talking to Connor and Arian, and I was asking them like about the economy, like are they worried about it, and how concerned are they about it, and how much do they talk about it? And so today I'm going to talk about the culture of optimism because I think as an older guy, right, 55-year-old man, I've been through economic changes over my lifetime, Connor. And from an optimistic standpoint, like we're going to be fine. Like that's the message, from a culture standpoint, the message that I'm trying to project to our staff on Mondays and Fridays, Connor, is we're going to be fine. We were in business in '07, '08, '09 when it was the heart of the recession. We know how to operate our business in difficult times. But '07, '08, how old were you in '07, '08, '09?
Like probably like seven, 8, 9, 10.
So you weren't aware of the economy at 8, 9, and 10 probably, and you weren't concerned about it. But
Yeah.
so from an optimistic standpoint, working with a lot of young men, were you born, Arian, in '07, '08,
Yeah, I
'09?
was 3 to 5.
3 to 5, they have some. Anyway, so you weren't worried about the economy. So from a leadership standpoint in our business, optimism, I'm trying to prepare our guys like they're already experiencing going to the pumps when you fuel up your car. They're getting their electric bill. They're seeing prices increase. And so that can create a ton of anxiety. So from a leadership standpoint, not just in Alluring Glass, Connor, but outside of Alluring Glass, is to say, hey, we're going to be fine. So I'm optimistic, but some things are going to have to change, right? We can't spend as freely as we did. And so anyway, so from a culture standpoint, the culture in our business, which is a family-owned business, I think it's important to note that like the culture within our business affects our professional lives, like the three of us working together right now on the clock, but it also affects our personal lives, right? You're going to clock out at some point today. Both of you guys are going to clock out. And when you clock out, you're going to be a part of whatever your personal life looks like. Well, you're going to be a part of the culture here, but I think from an optimistic standpoint, if I can help encourage you, Connor, to be optimistic that this is just we're going to go through a season of change, that optimism and that culture actually goes with you when you clock out of work and go for the weekend. And I hope influences your friends' conversations, right? That hopefully we can affect culture so much that Arian and Connor, when they're outside of Alluring Glass, that our culture actually has an influence on their sphere of influence as well. So that's super important to us. Culture, there's a book called Culture Eats Strategy for Lunch. And I don't know who the author is, but I read it years ago. It's super important. Culture is super important. And it's fluid. It's always moving.